I am currently at a huge turning point in my business where in the next few months I am 90% sure that I'm going to be hiring my first employee, and that's a huge step to take. But I'm a UK based entrepreneur. I run online e-commerce business on Amazon and eBay. I'm currently doing about 250k in turnover, but for the coming year, I think, whoa, okay, petrol prices are insane. Oh my God, that's how you know we're in the UK. Sorry. So I do about 250k turnover right now with pretty healthy profit margins. That turnover should be increasing to at least 300k, and that's before hiring an employee. And I'd say probably about 70 to 80k of that is profit, which I mean is very good, right? That's taking into account taxes and fees on eBay and Amazon, which are, you know, pretty high. If you know, you know. But this is more general discussion because I am, like I say, going to be hiring my first employee, and this is a big step to be taking because, I mean, you know, right now, doing, let's say 250k in turnover, 70k profit, right? That's a pretty healthy margin. That's like what, 25% or something. Most businesses are like 10%, so that's really good. If I hire my first employee and I pay them like, let's say 30k a year, right? I need to figure that out properly, but to be fair, they're most likely going to be part-time, so let's say 20k, let's say that. Obviously national minimum wage increases will affect that, but that's a big chunk of the profit gone, right? Now fortunately my margins are still very, very good, so even if I am paying like 25k, I still should have like 40, 50k left over. And I don't really take money from the business for myself. I do have a separate stream of income that I use for me personally. I will start taking money from the business because I want to buy a house in the next few years, maybe sooner to be fair. But it is a big chunk of the profit to be gone, right? And I know that when I hire the employee, I will need to spend time training them. That will, you know, mean that I can't properly run the business for a little bit. But I have been listening to lots and lots of the James Sinclair podcast, and if you don't listen to James Sinclair, he is a fantastic entrepreneur, and I guess you could say kind of like a consultant as well. I really want to go to one of his seminars. I think it'd be definitely worth the money. I just don't really like London, so I don't know if I want to go to London or not. Anyway, so he often talks about, and I heard it recently, he phrased it in a slightly different way and it really hit me. His co-host on the podcast was saying that James Sinclair, the entrepreneur, very wealthy guy, very intelligent guy, gets incredibly angry when he is doing repeatable tasks, right? Because someone else can just do them. Why does he have to do them? Why should he be doing them? And he often says that the entrepreneur should be doing the impossible and making the impossible happen, not doing the possible. And that really hit me because I was like, yeah, I probably spend at least half of my time, maybe more, of my working hours doing pretty repeatable tasks, right? So I mostly sell retro video games and media. So most of the time is just spent like labeling products, taking photos of products, packing products, and yeah, I mean, sourcing the products I need to do, right? I can't hire somebody to do that, at least not yet. That actually takes expertise and knowledge, right? And it's risk taking. But once I've bought the product and the product comes to me, like, I don't need to do that. Why should I be doing that? And it hit me because I was like, yeah, I spend so much of my day just doing dead easy tasks, really. I mean, they're time consuming, absolutely. but I can pay someone what? I actually don't know what minimum wage is, but let's just say it's 15 quid. Let's just say it's 15 quid. That's probably a bit higher, but who knows with this government. You know, if I just sell one product, I mean, my average sale price is about 50, 60 quid at the moment. And again, with my profit margin, I can easily make 15 quid from one sale profit, right? So that's an hour of someone's time I can buy with the sale of one product. Now, how many products can they prepare in that hour? I mean, even if they're incredibly inefficient compared to me, because I've been doing it for years, let's say they do 10. Let's say they do 10. Now, they should not need 6 minutes per unit, right? I know that. But insanely conservatively, they do 10, 15 quid profit per item, right? 150 quid. I pay them 15 quid. I make 135 quid. I mean, that's incredibly simple, right? Now, fortunately, I have been running a very tight operation, just me, for years. So I have a good amount of cash reserves at the moment, right? I'm very happy about that. Now, I do want to pay myself some money out of those cash reserves, but not immediately, because like I said, I have the other stream of income, which takes like an hour a day normally to generate money from, which doesn't pay me an insane amount of money, but it keeps me going. So I can funnel the vast majority of my profits back into the business, this business that I'm talking about. This is my main business. And if I hire somebody and I pay them like 20, 25k a year, I mean, Christ, that's not that much, is it? It's really not that much, all things considered. So I've been thinking a lot about it. I spoke to my accountants a couple of weeks ago, and it's actually not that difficult. It's really not. I mean, I am handing payroll over to them to get that set up properly. And I mean, yeah, I could probably save a bit in accountancy fees if I did it myself, yeah. But then again, if I just source a few products myself during the time that, you know, I would have been doing payroll, I probably make more money anyway, you know. It's just like outsourcing my time. So I'm not really too concerned about that, but it really surprised me as to how simple, like, it was. Like I was telling them, yeah, I want to hire somebody, this is the situation, etc, etc. Like, oh yeah, dead easy. I'm like, well, do I need to do this? Do I need to do that? No, we can handle that. That's easy. I was like, oh, okay then. Let's crack on. When can we do this? And I'm really excited about it because, you know, if I think they want to do part-time, right? So let's say they work 20 hours a week, and again, if they do like 10, well, it's not even that, because like, even if they were to just ship my eBay orders out and take photos of my eBay products, right, not even touch the Amazon stuff, unbox all the parcels that I get coming in, right, I think you could do that in 20 hours a week easy. Even if that gives me, what, 10 hours back, 12 hours back a week, I can do a lot in 10 or 12 hours. I can do a lot in 10 or 12 hours. And you know, if I'm paying them 15 quid an hour, let's say that's 200 quid for the, sorry, no, 20 hours. So let's say that's, I can't do maths, 300 a week. Let's just say, it might be more, but let's just say 300 a week. With my average sale price of 50 quid, I normally profit about 20 quid on that if I sell something for 50. So 20 by 30s, no, 20 by 15 would be the profit required to pay for that. So 15 items, but they can do that in 1 hour. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of crazy. Like, so my thinking is, right, if I'm paying an employee 300 quid a week to work 20 hours a week, right? If they are able to prepare 15, well, let's just say 10 products in an hour, which they should be able to do more than that, but let's just say, right, at least to begin with. And my average sale price is 50 quid. My average profit is about 20 quid on that 50. That's reasonable. for how my business currently runs. That means that to pay for their entire week's wages out of profit, not turnover obviously, that would require 15 sales at my average sales price and profit margin. If they can do 10 products in an hour, that's 1.5 hours worth of their time to pay for themselves, giving me 18.5 hours of like free, well, just pure profit basically. That sounds incredible. Now, I am also aware that my profit margin is likely to diminish as I grow. I know that. But, you know, even if it were to halve and it would take them 3 hours to make their money, like make the money I'm paying them, well, that's 17 hours of pure profit then for the week. I'm so excited. I know I've rambled a good bit, but part of this was just for me to gather my own thoughts, but also for anybody else who's thinking of hiring their first employee. You know, I figured it'd be useful to get the thoughts of somebody who is about to do it themselves and what my thinking is on that. Now, I know it will vary by business. I'm lucky that I've run an online business where I haven't had to employ anybody yet. You know, a lot of brick and mortar businesses, you have to employ somebody. There's just no choice. But for my specific situation, I think I've explained what the business is to the extent that you can understand my thinking. And yeah, I'm just so excited for, bloody hell, it's bright. I am so excited for what I can do. And I mean, once I'm getting closer to that stage, once I've actually done it, I'd love to do some updates as well to let you know how it's going, and just to document it for myself as well, to look back on, because I think that that's something I should have been doing more in the previous years of growing the business. I think I should have had this documentation effectively to look back on. But if any of you find it useful, then I'd be very, very glad. But have a great day and go smash it.